Hear from Congressman Patrick Kennedy.
Governor, Mrs. Kacheri, Senator Reid, Senator Whitehouse, my good friend and colleague, Congressman Langevin, Father Marciano, General Gray, the Panicias family, my condolences again to you. Veterans all, happy Memorial Day to all of you as veterans. And most of all to our Gold Star parents, to all of our Gold Star families as well, the children of those who have lost their parents in this latest war. Our hearts go out to you. I think Sheldon just mentioned it the best when he said that this war that we're in now continues to roll on and on. As I look out in this audience and see all of the caps representing all the different wars that we've been in, it's interesting to note that this war that we're in now on terrorism has been the longest war that this country has ever experienced. And in the process of that, those soldiers who've been called up, many of whom have come from our Guard and Reserve, not people that have been in our standing military, but nonetheless have been part of our full force, have been called up over and over and over again, and are in a real sense part of our total force, and have been called on to make enormous sacrifices, not only themselves, but their families. And so I think today when we think about the sacrifice of our men and women in uniform, it's perhaps important to also think about the families that they leave at home every time they get called up to serve our country. And so as I think about what we can do to serve and respect our veterans, I think about the fact that every time I have talked to a veteran, they never talk about themselves. They always talk about their fellow veterans. And it seems to me the best way we can honor those who've fallen is to honor those who are still living. And for all that they can say about the controversy of this latest health care bill and the controversy around the politics of it, 72% of veterans will not receive their health care through the VA, but receive all of their health care through private health care. Of the remaining 28, 67% of them will also receive their health care through the health care plan passed. And why is that so important? Because the elimination of pre-existing condition, annual and lifetime caps, will mean something when you consider that the essence of this bill includes mental health and neurological disorder coverage. And the signature wound in this war on terrorism is traumatic. It's brain traumatic, whether it's traumatic brain injury or it's the stress and psychological trauma of repeated calls to duty and exposure to violence and exposure to fear, of constantly being on the forward lines of this nation's war on terrorism. This country has a patriotism that's second to none. If one of our soldiers is caught behind enemy lines, this country thinks of nothing of going to every length to get them back, as we should. But increasingly today, our soldiers are coming home and are caught behind enemy lines. They themselves are becoming prisoners of their experience in war. And what we as Americans need to do is go in there and set them free by providing them the health care that they need, providing them the support that they need. And as this governor said so eloquently, never forgetting that this day and this weekend is not just about having fun and having an extra long weekend. It's about remembering the sacrifice of these returning veterans and making sure that we appreciate the connection between their sacrifice and their being at home, and the fact that we have an obligation, as Senator Reid says, to be patriotic citizens and be there for them, just the way they were here for our country, and to back them up just the way they backed us up when they were called to duty. I think of my Uncle Joe today, who laid down his life for his country. He was 28 years old. He never got a chance to have a family, children, be a grandparent. That is sacrifice. This cemetery is full of such sacrifices. We ought to be humbled by those who laid down their lives to make the ultimate sacrifice. This is hallowed ground. This truly is Memorial Day to all veterans. And I am honored to be here amongst all of you who have worn the uniform and served our country. God bless all of you, and God bless America.